Hello viewers, I have today, not mine, but one I discovered in one of the rooms in the place I happen to be at, and I thought I would snag it for a quick video because maybe someone out there can tell me a little bit more about this. In my other videos I reference I'm more of a box fan collector for sure. Having only one oscillator fan in my collection, which was something I inherited, a Lakewood, a more modern Lakewood before the end of the line. So when I kind of come across these, what appear to be older looking oscillator fans, and when I say older looking, I'm talking, within the past 15 to 25 years older, not vintage old, but still, vintage enough to be solid and probably to take care of, right? So this is kind of an unmolested, in the wild oscillator fan. I should imagine it's a 12-inch. And it looked like somebody had the grill off at one point because the badge is upside down. And if I try to read it upside down, it says it's a Paragon. Now, I'm pretty familiar with the Lascos, the Galaxies, the Lakewoods, even the McGraw-Edison had their oscillating fans at one point. GE, all these kind of brands, but I am not familiar with this. And I do know sometimes when fans are sold, whether a box fan, oscillating fans, whatever, are sold in supermarkets, sometimes they have a funny name, like they're a rebadge of something else. I don't know. Maybe somebody could tell me in the comments if this truly is a Paragon and like kind of the backstory of like who they are, if they do other types of appliances, or this is just kind of a one-off weird thing. So that would be interesting for me to know. But what I do like about this, as I do like about any older fan, the metal. There's no plastic on the grill, it's metal both sides, which I like, and it has the easy clips to pop this off. So as we know and talked about in other videos, typically most people who purchase these types of appliances, they're considered appliances, small appliances, don't really do much in the way of maintenance for them. In the case of an oscillator fan, you might have more of a chance versus a box fan, which requires, with modern fans, a Phillips head screwdriver. Older fans, maybe a small socket, and actually take the grill off. At most, people take the grill off a box fan, maybe. Or people like us, we take them apart, we oil them, we service them properly. Something like an oscillator fan, I should imagine the same thing. People know tools, which is great design. You pop these off. I know some of the Galaxies from like the 80s, they have those plastic like things you got to pull off, and eventually they get brittle and snap over time. This does not. So someone clearly attempted to clean this, which I appreciate. And of course they put it on upside down. So we'll check out the model number here. Of course there's a piece of tape over it. Paragon, model NR-12. 120 volt, 60 hertz, 40 watts, 0.39 amps. Made in PRC. Date code, ooh, this is tough to read. Bear with me. It says 0620. Could this really be 2020 with all metal like this? Perhaps one of you guys know. So typical 3-speed. Not going to spend a ton of time on this, but would just be curious if anyone knows anything about it and could tell me a little bit more. That would be really cool. So we'll turn it on. We'll do what you're supposed to do, I guess, as a in the fan video. Turn it on, mess around with the speeds. It is a little noisy. I don't know if that's a balance problem, if it's a bearing problem, or what. So that was the high speed, medium speed, low. You can probably hear that noise, right? Yeah. And it looks like the blade's hopping around a little bit, so maybe it's out of balance. I did learn a really cool trick from watching a fellow YouTuber out there by using hot glue to balance a set of blades. Genius. Never would have thought of that. But not sure if that's what's going on here. And if I take off the grill later on and work with it, I could probably quickly figure it out. So we put it back on high, and we're gonna allow it to oscillate. It actually makes the less noise when it's on high speed and oscillating versus not oscillating and on a low speed or even on a high speed. You hear the hum. So this is it. This is kind of a find, a sporadic find. Not familiar with the brand. Please like my video, subscribe, offer any suggestive comments about this this fan, and if it's interesting or not. I tend to say it's borderline. Seems like it's newer, but it has some older feel to it. Let me know, and thanks for watching, and we will let this thing spin down. And one last comment, notice when it was during the spin down, I feel like most oscillator fans still oscillate even as they're spinning down. This just froze in its place when it stopped. Well, there it goes. Call me a liar.